All right, so we finally have an answer. It's been long rumored that Stern would do a Pokemon pinball game for years now, and especially since George Gomez did an interview with Kerry Hardy on whether or not the new game would be Pokemon or Transformers, and he said it is one of those. We have our answer. Pokemon Pinball is confirmed by Stern. They just very recently uploaded this video.
Folks, it's the battle you've been waiting for.
Whew, the nostalgia. Oh, it hits so hard and so fast. Now, I'm psyched for Pokemon personally. I grew up with it back when I was like 9 years old. I got red version, so the nostalgia hits hard for sure. I mean, look, I got my Santa Cruz blind bag Pokemon skate deck always in view of me. So this isn't the first time Pokemon has tiptoed its little tootsies into the pinball foray. I'm sure we're all very familiar with the handheld games of the past. I mean, they're still run on Games Done Quick. It was a staple of the era. It really was. So it's very exciting to see it come on some actual big, meaty hardware that you can slap around. And I just want to talk about what I'm excited for, what I hope I see, as well as some outrageous demands that I've seen float around on some of the forums and stuff, because I've been waiting for this for a long time and I've been keeping up, and I like to consider myself kind of an expert. I played all the games until they just got too repetitive. I mean, which happens early, but the love kept me going longer than it probably should have. But now that I had found the new love for actual pinball machines, I want to hear what you would like to see in one, as well as what I think that they should do and avoid. One of the things that always draws my interest in a machine is like a good mech or feature. I think all the great titans of the industry have them. You look at the building in Godzilla, or the fin in Jaws, or the giant sandworm in Dune. Those immediately pull you in and get you really interested, and they're uniquely crafted for that game. Yeah, sure, they could be repurposed in other things under a different skin, but then you have a lot of machines that are really just pinball machines with a slap of paint on them, like James Bond or King Kong, or even kind of like Jurassic Park to an extent, that yes, there might be a mech or feature in them that's cool, but it doesn't really add too much to it. What's really more important than anything is that the game shoots great and it has good code. So it doesn't need to have something, crazy. Not every machine out there can be a Winchester Mystery House. But to me, having a really unique mech or feature to the game is really a bonus. So I hope that Pokemon has one. But I mean, more important than anything, how does it flow? Does it have cool, unique shots, and how does it feel in your hands? But if I were to pick something I'm looking for, definitely a really cool mecha feature. What would that be? I don't really know. Instantly you'd think a big Pokeball or something, but it kind of immediately just makes me think of Fall of the Empire now with their Death Star, and it's not really that cool in my opinion. But I don't know, maybe they do something cool with that idea, but I'll get into more ideas of what I would like to see specifically on that in just a bit. Some of the things that I would see in the different groups and forums are oh, Pokemon Pinball, it's the biggest IP, they could do so much with it, and they were just so outlandish. I mean, Stern is still kind of struggling just getting their interconnected off the ground and promising things that they said from day one, being able to make your own badges and stuff, which I still hope they follow through with. That would be really cool if I could have my own leaderboards. If you get this certain achievement, oh, you win a beer or a prize for the house party or something, I think that'd be really cool. But some of the ideas that people had, oh, it should be able to dispense unique cards or something, feature into Pokemon Go somehow as gyms or reward unique items. That would be really cool for sure, but it's highly unrealistic, and I don't think we should be expecting anything from that when they show us a more detailed actual gameplay trailer here coming up in the next month or so. So let's talk about what it actually needs. What is gonna make this fundamental to the actual IP and really make it feel like pinball? Or sorry, and really make it feel like Pokemon. Pokemon is Pokemon is a battling and creature capturing game. Okay, so I definitely think that it needs to have battles, which, you know, are easy enough, but it also needs capturing. There has to be some kind of sequence in it where whether you hit unique shots or modes or something that, you know, a Pokemon comes up and you can collect it. And what would be really cool is if that was integrated into the IC app. And they kind of broke ground on Dungeons and Dragons with this a little bit, and as well as a few other ones like Venom or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But if you could complete your Pokédex by playing, maybe like every week, like the bank of the Pokemon would change, so it like entices people and draws them in, like, oh, I have this, but oh, new week, new Pokemon can be found in the wild now. Special events, you know, Zapdos was just seen flying over Pallet Town. That would be really cool. Besides it being really fun to have in your home, I think that would bring a lot more people into arcades and stuff to want to play it more continuously. The Pokemon fans are diehard. Just look into the brawls that are getting involved in the Targets and Kmarts across the nation for the new special edition cards that are being dropped. So like mode wise and like progression of the story while you're playing the game, and this is one that I haven't really seen many people talk about, though I'm sure some have, I think would be badges. I think as you work towards the game to like the final wizard mode, it should be beating the Elite Four and the champion and becoming the new Pokemon Master. So kind of in Jurassic Park where you need to go through the compound, I think it would be really cool if like they had the old map like this one here, and you actually get to go through the town and you see this on the playfield, kind of similar to like Dungeons and Dragons, where the playfield is the actual map on your journey and you're going through the different routes and towns in order to get to the gyms and fight the gym leaders and collect the battles. I think that would be really cool. Soundtrack? Yeah, I don't really know what they do for soundtrack. I mean, the original title song is an absolute banger, and they could have that just looping on repeat and I wouldn't get bored of it for a long time, but I'm sure they'll do something cool with the sounds. Team Rocket, yeah, Team Rocket for sure needs to be in the game at some point. I'm sure that'll be some kind of multi-ball or something, but like the biggest one, and this is what's going to be most important to me and make or break, is which gen is it going to feature? And I think it's a simple answer. It's gotta be first gen. I need the original 151. There's so many stupid Pokemon out there now. This time you've flooded the market. There's too many different ones. It's gotta be the first 151. I loved all of them really up until Ruby and Sapphire, and after that I kind of lost all interest in whatever the new ones are. Oh, this one's an ice cream cone. This one's just a refrigerator. Like it's gotten too out of hand. So I'd be happy with the original 151. That's already a lot of content to put in the game. If they stretch it out to like Gen 3, that would be hype too, but I hope nothing newer than that. I'm a little concerned with George Gomez being like the head of this now after he took over the project with, like, he didn't spend time with Pokemon. He didn't grow up with it. I hope that they're not just doing a quick Google search on what's popular with the kids and just giving them what they want. Okay, we're the old heads in the Pokemon world, okay? We're the ones who are going to be buying these for our houses. But, you know, if you want to bring the kids into the arcade, I totally wouldn't be surprised if we did all the 9,000 ones that there are now. But that's just me. It's not a make or break thing, but I gotta have the original 151. But let's talk about the art style a little bit. For one, I already told you what I want like the playfield to be like. I think obviously you gotta have the map in the front and center. If it's just a bunch of Pokemon flying around and hanging out, that's pretty cool too. It's not make or break. It's really decides on like how the game actually plays out and what the modes are gonna be and stuff. There are small things like the pop bumper. Yeah, Pokeball is an easy answer, but I feel like a Pokeball will probably be featured somewhere else in the game, so I don't see that. So prediction-wise, probably it's like a Voltorb or something, I can only guess. I don't know, but what I will put money on, and you can come back and tell me I was wrong when it is announced, the ball save in the bottom, it's gonna be a Pikachu, and his cheeks are gonna be flashing. Kind of like Yoda in Fall of the Empire with the creepy eyes. Looks like he just watched the Porygon episode. I think it's going to be Pikachu with his cheeks flashing. We'll have to see. The cabinet itself, though, and this is a scary one, especially when you see like all like the AI images and fan-made things that people have done. Oh my god, please don't just make it yellow. Ugh. I have a James Bond, and it's hard to look at sometimes. I mean, you get face blind eventually, but I mean, yellow's just not my favorite color. But oh, I don't want a giant yellow Pokemon pinball machine, please. So, what is it going to be like half red, half blue? Is it purple? Is it going to feature like Gengar and Mewtwo on the side? Is it going to be amalgamation of all the Pokemon? Will it do something kind of like also back to James Bond again, where it has a bunch of the titles of the different movies? Is it going to have the games on the side? I don't really know. I think a really clever, like just deviant art graphic of like the starters and like their evolutions going up the sides will be something that maybe that they go with, and I think would look really hype. Will it go back to the original roots and be blue and green? I would bet that the Pro versus the Premium and then the LE will probably change colors based on the different consoles. So like red, blue, and yellow. That's just a guess. It seems like the easiest, like no-brainer way to do it, but I hope that there's a little more effort that goes into it. I have no doubt that the art will still look cool. Yeah, I'm sure that they'll do a great job for sure. But you know, if I'm gonna geek out on some Pokemon, I'm gonna tell you what I want. Yep. No, I was talking about this a lot with my friend the other day, and he was entertaining my fanboy geeking about this fusion baby from Stern of Pokemon Pinball. What can we do now in the modern age? I don't think it can be anything like the games. I don't think you should be training, leveling up the Pokemon, HMs, TMs, Pokemon Center, like all that. I think it's probably a little too much. You know, we got to keep it realistic. I'm really just hoping for a good mech or something really unique to this game that you aren't really gonna find somewhere else. I think capturing them, if you could somehow get Insider connected to keep a Pokédex, so you can try to like get the Platinum Trophy and complete everything. Earning badges, working your way up to become a Pokemon Master is like the final wizard mode, I think would be super hype. The original 151, yes, that's a must for sure. I don't think that there should be trading at all between them. You want to capture your own, you better get some quarters under your belt and get to your nearest arcade stat, because I don't want someone's old used up Vaporeon. I'm gonna evolve my own, and I will love her. Yeah, should you be able to evolve them? I don't know. Kind of seems like you just catch other ones like in Pokemon Go. So yeah, the cabinet. You know, make it simple. Keep it sexy. You know, it doesn't have to be really bright. Like, wow, children, look at this. I'm Pokemon. I don't think it needs to go in that direction. Just, you know, the good clean art. Doesn't have to be super loud. Everyone knows what Pokemon is. Slap that name on it, put out some cool images, I'll be happy. The IP may not be for everybody, but that's why there's so many different machines and they just keep making more. But if you do like Pokemon, what do you hope for? Are you gonna get one? I myself will not be getting one. I've already spent too much money on pinball and I don't have the space, but I still get excited, and I still love watching streams. I just watched Carl and IE Pinball play like an hour and 40 minutes of Dune today, and I loved it. Yeah, I'm tired. It was a long day. There's already a bunch of stuff that I was gonna mention that I'd been thinking about for a while, but I've already forgotten. But you tell me what I missed. What does Pokemon Pinball need to show us on its reveal coming up? Until soon.